Tarks, this is Asball the Gaming Orc, and I'm going to talk to you guys about some 8.1 changes, some more changes that are coming for Demonology in the upcoming Tides of Vengeance. You can see in this gameplay I'm actually punishing myself. I'm playing Arena with Knight Silver as Demonology, and as we all know, the Warlock experience in BFA in Arena has not been that good. But let's talk about some changes, and you can actually see a Demonology Warlock is actually holding his own here pretty well because of the soul link that he has. I get the 20% damage reduction, so even when these guys like double pummel me and double silence and kick me, I can actually survive. But really, the problem is Warlocks just have a lack of defense. And one thing I love about, I'm playing this sort of the pleasure through pain spec here, and what I love about it is you get really quick Shadow Bolt cast, you get a snare from your Succubus, which is also really awesome, and then also you get to do really amazing Shadow Bolt damage. I'm playing with two pieces of Demonic Tyrant where it buffs your intellect quite a bit, and then you can play with one piece of Shadow's Bite. I could actually play with 3 pieces of Shadow Bite, and that's probably what you should do with if you want to play strictly the pleasure through pain spec. And again, we have a cleave comp, and my buddy Knight Silver or this Paladin just loves to stack on me, but some of these games are really quick because Druid's Incarnation is really powerful. I wouldn't say that I'm really doing, you do a really good amount of single target damage now as Demonology with this particular spec, so if you're on just one target, you're not going to do cleave damage. And see when Knight Silver pops Incarnation, he just really blows up. For this map, I go up always to the right. I'm trying to put down my portals. The problem is it takes like some setup time. And that's kind of the problem with Warlock. See, I barely get it off because I get double stunned. Now I try to wear the stun gear, resist gear, so I first jump off. The other guy doesn't want to jump down on me, and as long as my healer could keep me alive, I can actually solo the one guy here. And I port back up once I sense both of them coming down. The other guy heroic leaps, but that's okay. I can start just trying to attack him. I get Fire Lock too, so I play with my one Shadow Guard, and I could have actually dropped Dreadstalkers on him, but I'm just trying to control the fight a little bit. And you can see I have my Wrath Guard out there. That's from my Inner Demons spell, so they actually refocus Knight, but I got Fear Bombed. Let's talk about some of the 8.1 changes coming up, though, as you can just watch some of this footage in the background. The current upcoming changes are actually pretty promising. So right now the go-to spec for the last tier of Demonology is, Sacrifice Souls, which basically just helps, and like with your Pleasure Through Pain spec, that really helps out with doing good Shadow Bolt damage and everything like that. But the reality is I want to play with Nether Portal. Well, the devs have finally paid attention after many, development sessions or just them being stupid. We're going to play, they're actually buffing it. It's still on a very long 3-minute cooldown, so it better be comparable with stuff like Incarnation. But all the demons and stuff that are coming out of the portal are really powerful. So they're reducing the duration of Nether Portal talent from 20 seconds down to 15, but the damage of all the demons that are coming out is increased by 25%. The problem with Nether Portal is it's still on a huge cooldown. It's on a 3-minute cooldown, so a lot of people just don't want to play with it, compared when they have an ability where their Sacrifice Souls is you're using it all the time, because you're having a lot of Demon Bolts come out all the time. And but maybe with the new Azeroth trait where you're summoning, when you summon your demon and you get 5 shards, it'll allow you to actually play with the Nether Portal spec, because you'll be able to summon a lot of demons out of that. A couple other really good changes though for Demonology. So it says all demons, regardless of whether they're active before the Demonic Tyrant summoned or afterwards, will still benefit from the area of damage buff. Currently at 15%, the Demonic Tyrant will be active. So right now when you currently summon your demons, and you summon demons after the Demonic Tyrant, they do not get the buff. So like that's why Nether Portal again is not that good. And also Nether Portal wasn't really extending the demons of that, and the developer didn't really talk about that. I have a feeling it's just very difficult for them to code. Here I am getting zerged by these two Mongo guys. But you can see as Demonology I can actually kind of stay alive. Now as Affliction you're going to take 20% more damage. you know, because you don't have Soul Link, and you just don't have like what Shadow Priests have, which is like Edge of Insanity, where you can really fight against this sort of death cleave. Okay, more changes that are coming down. The current live version, they fixed the bug where they their pet energy, whatever, that doesn't really matter. But what's interesting is they're buffing the pet damage. Felguard, Fellhunter, Succubus, and Voidwalker pets have all had their damage scaling from the Warlock spell power increased by 15%. So all the major, looks like, except for the Imp, so they didn't mention Imp there, but it looks like the big ones like the Succubus and Felguard damage are going to get increased. And when I'm playing with my Felguard, I'm going to do it. Now you can see my Succubus is almost dead there as well, but it looks like the Paladin is like off healing it a little bit, or there is some healing going on. The problem with this Pleasure Through Pain spec is that you're going to lose, you're actually going to lose your pet a lot too sometimes. Some games I did it. So later on when I figured out like, okay, my pet is starting to die a lot more against these cleave comps, what I would do is I would end up, and see what the problem here too is I'm playing Demonology and I don't have my pet summon. You saw a Shadow Bolt go out and I'm not able to get a shard. So I have no way to get resummon my pet even though it's dead. So it's like a bug that's existent. Okay, so now I finally got a shard somehow. I had a death coil. I'm going to get silenced again. And see, I take so much damage when my pet is dead. So the problem too is your pet dies a lot in arena. So again, you're kind of a gimp spec, you know, you're kind of gimped in a way where your other classes and things don't have that. And again, everybody but Warlocks has baseline silence, so I'm always eating 2 silence. It's going to be a very frustrating experience as a Warlock player. So yeah, getting double silenced and sheared, and my pet is dead again. And see, if I do that, I get silenced again, so I can't get my pet out. And like, it's just very frustrating. So later on, what I learned is like, okay, I'm going to send my pet on the healer, and I'm going to unchange my macros to where like if I cast a spell, it won't actually send the pet and attack them. But even then, I noticed it was still a little bit buggy. Okay, before I lose train of focus, let's talk a little bit more about another change that's happening. Imps have had their spell power scaling from the Warlock's spell power increased by 25%. This is really, really powerful. You know, Imps, they do a lot of damage. And I think that this is another huge damage. So I think we're seeing a lot of the nerfs again for Demonology being reverted. Another news, basically I have been playing a lot of World of Warcraft just because the game, I'm waiting for 8.1 to come out. When Warlocks actually get their love, I could play my Shaman, but it's just really frustrating. My Shamans are obviously way better. And I will talk about some Shaman changes right now that are coming and some of the Shaman nerfs that are going on. But before I do that, I want to just say that Warlocks has a 0 representation in the Arena World Championship, which also speaks like volumes. Like, where are the marksman hunters? Where are like a lot of the demon hunt? Actually, it's a few DKs actually showed up, but there's just still like, where's the elemental shamans? Like, the problem is Blizzard is a huge company, and they have the resources and ability to balance the game out if they want to. You see Night Silver messed up there. He dropped his silence a root beam on the warrior. For some reason, they're still like training me hard. But you can see the single target damage I'm doing is crazy on these guys, and I hit them both to stun here. We're almost about to drop the warrior, but he's just too busy like trying to Mongo me, so he doesn't try to lie to sight me, and we actually end up getting the kill on him, which is real nice. So Shamans, for instance, our elementals getting a big rework. I'm sensing mixed results out of that for 8.1. You know, the problem is like, are they getting balanced or buffed or nerfed? Who knows? They're supposed to get a big rework, but so here we go. But the thing is, Enhance is getting a lot of changes. Boulder Fist damage bonus increased to 35%. So Boulder Fist getting a buff. This is the talent there. Lightning Shield will no longer generate any bonus Maelstrom when Lightning Shield overcharges. So Lightning Shield is kind of the meta perk right now for Enhancement Shamans. So what they're trying to do is say, okay, well, maybe you want to choose Boulder Fist instead. And Boulder Fist is actually really powerful. So it allows you to have huge burst damage. Landslide changed to a 40% proc chance, and it looks like it was at 20%. So Landslide was very powerful, and that was a spec I tried a little bit too. Again, not too bad. Forceful Winds a slight nerf from 100% down to 80% per stack. That was also like a meta perk too that helps out with the Wind Fury procs. Then Totem Master, I tried that out originally, and the problem was the damage was just too low. I love dropping the 4 totems in the center of the map just once. It does take a global up. The problem is some of the arena matches would last, like, again, you can see here, they last like more than 3 minutes. So you have to remember to drop the totems again. But I love Totem Master. I like the concept of it. Hailstorm, damage increased by 50%. Frostbrand now enhances your weapon damage. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to say, Shamans, like, stop picking the meta perk spec here, Enhancement Shamans. We're going to buff up some of your other ones to actually say, okay, well, we're going to buff and nerf, do a little bit of nerfs, but we're actually going to buff the other ones. Crashing Storm, Crash Lightning also electrifies the ground, leaving an electrical field behind, which damages enemies. And that damage has been increased by 40%, so that might be good against cleave comps. I'd have to look again to see what happens, but look at all damage done by enhancement abilities increased by 5%. So Enhancement Shamans, already powerful, already really good in PvP as well, are getting another buff, PvP buff. So Enhancement is probably going to be in a very good spot. They were really well represented in the Arena World Championships with cleave comps. Typically the turbo comp is sort of what's been doing well, but with some of the 8.1 changes, I think this game is going to get a nice revitalization. I'll just say a couple last things about the Demonology stuff. Demonology is going to get a change. I'll probably start playing World of Warcraft a lot more when 8.1 comes out again, and actually makes just to try out all the new Warlock changes and see how viable they are. It's just really frustrating in Arena. I probably don't want to play Affliction, to be honest with you, because I want to try something totally new, and Demonology is that. That's why I came back to BFA, because I really don't like Affliction was really powerful in Legion, and when I played it, it was really powerful. You can see my Succubus snaring continually snaring that Paladin there, and you can see our burst is actually really high, and you see their Shadow Priest does a swap there, a life swap, and does a dispersion just to keep his the Paladin alive. And this is the cool thing about this Pleasure Through Pain spec. It's just really good sustained burst over time when I am bursting. And you can see, look at how much damage, like all the imps firing at this guy. The imps, the problem is like he pillars you, like unlike an Affliction there, my imps are not really doing anything, and then, you know, they lose line of sight, like pretty much all the damage falls off from Demonology. So that's one major problem with Demonology. But I personally think that I had the most success. I switched to Affliction. I played with my Felguard and playing with this Paladin. We did really well playing this. I played with the Felguard spec, and I think this Pleasure Through Pain spec was just a lot better. For whatever reason, the burst felt better. And I'm thinking I should probably, instead of playing, I should play with a Shadow Bites. So when your Dreadstalkers fade, how you would master this spec is you would have your weak auras up like this, and you would actually see the Dreadstalkers timer fade, and you don't have that here. I did have it in Legion, where you'd actually see the duration of your Dreadstalkers that are out. You can see the buff should be in the top right hand corner, and you can see that. Or you could actually create the weak auras buff from your Azerite trait, and then what you would do is actually attack with it. You would basically build up to the 5 Doom shards, so you can have a crazy burst, and you can try to drop it. I've heard people getting 40k crits. Now, I'm not sure that that's in World PvP or Arena. I haven't seen that much power. Night Silver, really good job there securing the kill while I got feared by the Shadow Priest. Some final thoughts on Arena in general. The problem with Arena is it just takes a lot to set up. Finding good healers is very challenging. You have to find a good teammates to do it with, that you can build good chemistry. People actually love to do Arena that don't mind losing a lot too. Because in Arena you can get counter-comped, you can just lose. The win rate is like maybe 60%, so there's a lot of losing in Arena. And compared to, say, like really high-skilled RBGs, when I used to play also way back when we like never lost art in RBGs, because you have all the balance issues. You can see all my imps are hitting that guy. And that's why I love this spec. I mean, look at the damage that we're doing. And that's what a lot of these things, if you've noticed from some of these games, if you rewatch this video in the first couple matches, you can see that we just drop a few people like right in the few parts of the match because the burst is so high. Especially if they try to jump on the Paladin or Knight Silver. See, the thing is with Warlocks is they don't really have like the reason why you want to play Demonology is because they have the Soul Link, the 20% damage reduction. Like you see Knight Silver in his he has talents and abilities to actually reduce damage, and an 8.1 Affliction and Destruction will get some of that and you can see, look at my Succubus taking a lot less damage because I tried to send the Succubus on the healer, so my Succubus is trying to take a lot less cleave damage. But you can see there it's actually on the Moonkin, and I'm just see the Moonkin is just right out in the open. I counterspell his Cyclone there to really try to control the fight, and he's in trouble. And you can see I'm just trying to, I have my 2 shards built up. I'm just kind of, my Demonic Tyrant is up. I should have summoned my Vile Fiend there. And that's another thing too, is just like optimizing like all your pets. Because your Vile Fiend can be summoned even if they're line of sighting you. So you can summon your Vile Fiend, then you summon your Demonic Tyrant to give him the full 15-second buff. That's really, really powerful. Knight Silver's getting low and in trouble here a little bit. That's the thing too, is an arena, you have to get very comfortable with people getting low, like above 20%. And that's something too, like a lot of teams can't really handle. And what my experience too is like, once you start getting into like the 1900 rated, the players become just a lot better. Just the coordination of the CC is a lot better, and the experience of the player is a lot better. I think the difference between, say, like 1600 to 2000 is not very much. It's mostly dependent on your team coordinating CCs, team chemistry. I don't really feel like there's a huge skill difference. Having the macros for Arena 1, 2, and 3, like counterspelling 1, 2, and 3, that's really the next thing. See, like the fear, the silence into the fear there, that's what really punishes their team. It's all about, see, he had the Paladin had to force his bubble, or the guy there, we almost dropped the guy. It's all about, I feel like Arena, especially 3s, is a lot about CC. And it's all about controlling the fight. That's pretty much all I want to say for this video. I still like World of Warcraft. I still think it's a good game. I'm just really waiting for 8.1. I've been playing a lot of For Honor lately, and I probably want to make a video just talking about For Honor, saying how much I think about why I think For Honor is just the best game out there in the play. Look at how low the Steam winner is getting. Like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you guys in the next video.